giving you an opportunity to get the full story from the people who tell it best. This is Mediacom News Leaders.
Hello everyone and welcome to Mediacom News Leaders. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Carol Kelly. Joining us today, we've got the general manager of the Cedar Rapids River Kings, formerly known as the Cedar Rapids Titans, the indoor football team here in Cedar Rapids, Ryan Eucker. Ryan, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So you are kind of the new guy, right? New team, new era, turning the page on indoor football in Cedar Rapids. Talk to us a little bit about kind of your background and where you came from.
Yeah, and I'm part of the new regime. You know, new ownership came in and bought the team last June. I actually got here in August, so a few months after the season had completed, and they had to wrap up a few things in terms of that purchase process. But yeah, for myself, you know, I've spent the last year and a half actually out in Bloomington, Normal, Illinois. I was working in minor league independent baseball. Before that, though, originally from Washington State, and actually came up working in arena and indoor football. So was with the Spokane Shock of the Arena Football League from end of 2010 going into 2011. And worked with the team, started in ticket sales, kind of minor league, you know, typical story, started in ticket sales, worked my way up, and then was the general manager for the team out there their final 3 seasons. And a part of that, too, involved a transition and a rebranding, actually, but a transition to the Indoor Football League. So got to play against the Titans from a market-to-market perspective and work with that organization a little bit. So I had some familiarity before I got here.
Cedar Rapids, they've had an indoor team, obviously, for a number of years, but you, new ownership, changing the name. Talk to us a little bit about how that process went.
Yeah, completely new, I mean, top down. So the one consistency that we do have is Mark Stout coming back, who was with the team from 2012 to 2016. But yeah, new ownership coming in, obviously, and wanting to put a stamp in terms of their, you know, leadership and where they wanted to kind of take the team from a direction aspect, you know, moving forward. And, you know, for the organization itself, you know, we wanted to make a very clear and, you know, defined line in terms of what our expectations were for ourselves moving forward and what we kind of plan to do as an organization. So got here, opened it up, went through the rebrand process, which was a lot of fun, got the fans involved and some good submissions. You know, we can certainly talk about the different things that came through that you can probably imagine was entertaining at times, to say the least. But went through that and had the opportunity to work with a great designer based out of Portland, Oregon, actually, that I've worked with before. He's done Nike and Under Armour stuff and all kinds of different branding, you know, specific sort of development. And so came up with what we felt was a great image, great brand, great color scheme, and ultimately, though, messaging that, you know, tied in the community and some great history here in Cedar Rapids.
So now Cedar Rapids River Kings, you've got a season kicking off this month. Tell us a little bit about expectations and really what you're hoping to bring both on the field and off.
Yeah, you know, we've got a great group of guys. You know, Mark Stout and training camp underway, obviously working through the different roster cuts. You know, we started camp with 40 guys. We'll go through that process, cut it down to 25 here in the next, you know, few days or leading up basically to that first game of the season. Very excited about the group that we have. You know, indoor football and minor league football, it's one-year contracts with players. So we get a lot of turnover from year to year, in particular when you bring another, you know, technically a new coach in, you know, since he hadn't been here the last few years. He's going to bring his guys with him as well. So kept a couple great players, though, that we had over the last season. Marquell Wade and Bell, you know, 2 receivers that, you know, received high honors in the Indoor Football League last season. So very excited to have some, you know, key weapons, you know, back on the offensive side of the ball. But going to be a new cast. Got a lot of young guys coming in that we're excited about. And I think come final roster cuts and going into that first game against Sioux Falls should be an exciting start to the season.
The community, how can they help support indoor football and continue it for years to come?
Yeah, you know, and that's the ultimate piece, you know, and we get that question a lot in terms of with the owners being from outside the market, and that's something that I've experienced as well. But, you know, from the organizational aspect, you know, myself and my employees and the folks that are working with us, we got a great relationship with the University of Iowa as well with interns, but community is the forefront. I mean, we want those partnerships. We got a great pregame flag football league with Boys and Girls Club. We got Tanager's Place coming on board, Habitat for Humanity. I got you know, meetings with United Way, so looking to include those folks and hoping that the community responds with that as well and gets involved during the season.
Ticket specifics, let's talk. We want to sell some tickets, right? Get
Absolutely.
people in the doors.
That's the point, right? Tickets start as low as $7. Season and group tickets, great deal, and actually technically under $7. So people can get those now. Single game tickets are on sale, so no reason why you can't make it out to a game and support the team this season.
Where can someone learn a little bit more about the Cedar Rapids River Kings?
GoRiverKings.com. They can also call our office at 382-9339. But GoRiverKings.com will have all the information they need to get settled for the season.
We'll come and watch some indoor football. Roar in the U.S. Cellular Center. Ryan, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
This has been Mediacom News Leaders, your opportunity to get the full story from the most reliable sources, exclusively on Mediacom News Leaders.